Students, in the video session of Class 7 Science, Chapter 2, Nutrition in Animals. Let's see the learning objectives of the video session today. Today there will be a recap of the previous session so that you can connect with the human digestive system once again. Then digestion in the grass-eating animals, feeding and digestion in the animals, and then after all we are going to discuss some of the questions of our NCERT textbook. Right? So let us move with the first slide. Recap of the previous session. That in the previous sessions we have completed the human digestive system. Let us take a recap of this. So human digestive system consists of alimentary canal and the glands. So in the diagram here you can see all the organs which are a part of the alimentary canal. There is mouth, then salivary glands, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus, and along with that, two glands are also present, liver and pancreas. Okay. Function of all these we have discussed before. So let's move on to the next one, that is digestion in the grass-eating animals. This is the main topic today. Now, grass-eating animals quickly swallow the grass. Here I want to note that the digestive system of the grass-eating animals is a little different from the humans, as the feeding habits of the grass-eating animals is totally different from the feeding habits of the humans, right? So grass-eating animals, what they do, they quickly swallow the grass. Okay? We all have seen that grass-eating animals very quickly and very fast enough, they just go on swallowing the grass. They are not just chewing and keeping them then swallowing. They continuously just swallow the grass as it is, no chewing at all. Fine. And then after swallowing the grass, they store it in a separate part of the stomach. Okay, they have a separate part in their stomach which is called as rumen. And what they do, all the grass which they swallow, they just go on storing it in that part which is called rumen. Here in the picture you can also see the rumen part. Okay, this is the rumen part where the grass is going to be stored. Okay. Now here the food get partially digested and is called the cud. After coming to rumen, the digestion starts because rumen is a part of stomach. So digestion starts and the grass gets partially digested. Partially digested means half digestion occurs in the rumen, and that half digested food is called cud. C-U-D, cud. Okay. Now later this cud returns to the mouth in small lumps and animal chews it. Okay. What happens once all the grass is stored in the lumen, then small lumps of the food will come back again to their mouth, and then the animal will chew that small lumps, and this process is known as rumination. Okay, that means chewing the cud. Cud means the partially digested food which is coming from the lumen comes in the mouth again, and then the animal chews it, and this process is called rumination. And all those animals which do rumination, they are called ruminants. Okay, you all have seen cow, buffaloes, when they are sitting idly, they continuously move on their lower jaw to chew the cud. Okay, and that process is called rumination, and hence the animals are called ruminants. Okay. The grass, which is rich in cellulose, we all know that plant cell has an outer cover which is made up of cellulose. So grass is also rich in cellulose, and this cellulose is a carbohydrate, and this type of carbohydrate is only digested by the animals. It cannot be digested by the humans. Okay? If we stop eating all other things and continue eating only grass, will we survive? The answer will be no, because grass contains a type of carbohydrate which is called cellulose, and humans cannot digest much of this cellulose. Okay? This is because for digestion of the cellulose, some special type of organs and some special type of bacteria are needed which help in the digestion of the cellulose. But those bacteria and those special organs are absent in humans. That's why humans cannot digest the cellulose, whereas ruminants can easily digest the grass. Okay. Now let's move on to the next slide and see the diagram. See, this is the diagram of a ruminant. Cow is eating grass, so cow is an example of ruminant. Fine. You can see here that the cow is eating the grass, and you can see the esophagus here, the food pipe through which the grass, which is swallowed, not chewed, which is swallowed just pass on to the part which is called rumen. You can see here rumen part. Okay, so all this food which is swallowed will come through the esophagus and will get stored in the rumen, right? In the rumen, the food will get partially digested, and again from the rumen, small lumps of the food which is now called cud is again coming back to the mouth here, and again now the animal chews those small lumps. Okay, and that process is called rumination, and hence they are called ruminants. Other parts of the digestive system, you can see here, this is the small intestine, this is the large intestine, here is the stomach, and here is the cecum. Cecum means the rectum part of ours, that is cecum part. Okay, so this is how the digestion occurs in the ruminants, chewing the cud. Okay, now in the next slide, let's move on and see the feeding and digestion in amoeba. Okay, amoeba is a unicellular organism. Unicellular means it consists of only a single cell. In the diagram here you can see that this is a single cell and this is amoeba, a single cell animal having a nucleus inside, fine, and it is found in the pond water generally. It is microscopic. We cannot see this with our naked eyes. We have to use a microscope for it. Now, it has cell membrane. This boundary of the cell is called the cell membrane. Then there is a nucleus present at the center, and this liquid filled is called the cytoplasm. And these bubble-like structures which are seen in the cell, they are called the vacuoles. Now, amoeba constantly changes its shape and position. Amoeba continuously changes its shape and position. It pushes out one more finger-like projection which is called the pseudopodia. Okay, pseudopodia, here you can see in the picture here, this finger-like projection which has grown outside, this is called pseudopodia. Pseudo means false. Now this is the false feet which is not actually existing, but this is one of the part of the body which is extended outside and called pseudopodia. Now this pseudopodia helps in the movement of the body, as well as it also helps in capturing the food. Okay, you can see in the diagram here how amoeba captures the food. Let's move on to the next slide and see. Amoeba feeds on some microscopic organism. Okay, amoeba eats microscopic organisms. Now when it sends food, whenever there is some food particle present near amoeba, it pushes the pseudopodia around and the food gets engulfed in it. You can see here, this is the food particle seen. This is the prey to the amoeba. Now this is the pseudopodia which the amoeba is extending. Now you can see here, the pseudopodia is surrounding the food particle, fine. And when it surrounds the food particle, this membrane will mix with this one and get merged in it. And then you can see the food particle is now inside the body of the amoeba, okay, in the food vacuole. Okay, in this way, the amoeba takes the food inside. Okay, now in the food vacuole, now the food is present in the food vacuole. Now in the food vacuole, the digestive juices are secreted. There are some juices secreted which help in breaking the food particle into smaller pieces. Okay, so those digestive juices will act on the food and they break down into simple form. And then afterward that digested food is absorbed in the complete cytoplasm of the cell, and the cell will get the energy to do its other activities. You can see here that after getting energy, now the amoeba is doing multiplication, that is dividing. This amoeba divides. Now here the nucleus is divided into two, and then here you can see the cytoplasm also divided into two, and then from one amoeba, no, two amoeba are ready. So this is called multiplication of amoeba. So after getting the food, the amoeba gets energy and then it continues its growth and its multiplication process. Now let's see the next slide. Diagram of digestion in amoeba. So you can see here, this is the nucleus of the cell again. This is the pseudopodia. This is the food particle. Now with this food particle is taken inside in the food vacuole. Here digestive juices will break it and the undigested food will be thrown out of the body in this form. Okay, so this is how the complete digestion occurs in amoeba. Now, let's discuss some of the important questions of the lesson. As the lesson is over, now let us discuss some important topics. So, first is, what are villi and what is their location and function? Fine. Remember students that we have studied the villi in the small intestine as well as in the large intestine. Okay, but the important one is of the of which one present in small intestine. So what answer we'll write here, that villi is a finger-like projection which is present in the walls of the small intestine. Okay. So what is the location? Location is the wall of the small intestine. And what is the function of villi? Function is to increase the surface area for absorption. Villi is the structure which is specially meant for the absorption of the digested food. Okay. And this villi is richly supplied by the blood vessels. Now moving on to the next one. Now write one similarity and one difference between nutrition in amoeba and humans. So in this chapter we have studied nutrition in humans as well as nutrition in amoeba. So here we have to write one similarity and one difference. Fine. So similarity will be, first let us discuss the similarity. Both amoeba and humans require energy for the growth and maintenance. Okay, this is the requirement, that amoeba also needs energy and humans also need energy. Now this energy is required or derived from the food we eat. Amoeba also gets energy from food. Humans also get energy from food. The food that they consume is always in complex form, and it's therefore to broken down into simple forms by the process of digestion. So in amoeba also what happens, first the food is taken inside and then it's digested. Same case in humans, first the food is taken inside and then the food is digested. So this is the similarity, that both have holozoic type of nutrition, right? Or heterotrophic type of nutrition, you can say. This is the similarity. Then if we have to find the difference between nutrition in amoeba and human beings. See the first difference. Humans have a mouth and a complex digestive system. Okay, complete we have studied the human digestive system is present in humans. Whereas in case of amoeba, you have seen that it is a single cell. So there is no mouth and there is no digestive system. So this is first difference. Then second difference, that digestive juices are secreted in the buccal cavity. In humans, the digestive juice, that is saliva, is secreted in the buccal cavity, stomach and small intestine. Whereas in case of amoeba, the digestive juices are present in the food vacuole. Third one, digestion of carbohydrate, proteins and fats starts in separate regions. We have separate regions, like starch digestion starts in mouth, then protein digestion starts in stomach. So we have different organs for the digestion of the different nutrients. But in amoeba, all the food components are digested in the food vacuole only. Okay. Now let's move on to the next slide. Now, name the carbohydrate digested by ruminants. I guess all know the answer. That is the carbohydrate which is digested by ruminants is cellulose. Okay. Cellulose is present in the cell wall of the plants. And what is the reason why humans cannot digest this cellulose? So we have discussed already that humans do not have that special organs and the special bacteria which help in the digestion of cellulose. Ruminants have that special organ and ruminants have those special bacteria also which help in digesting the cellulose. Okay. Now these were some of the questions which we have discussed. Now let us move on to the recap of the lesson. So we have completed this lesson, nutrition in animals. So let us see the recap of this video session especially. Today we had a recap of the human digestive system. Then we have seen the digestion in the grass eating animals. Then how the digestion process occurs in amoeba. And lastly we have discussed some of the questions of our NCERT textbook. Fine. So this is the end of the lesson, nutrition in animals. I hope you all have understood. If you have any kind of doubts or problems, you can ask. Okay. So we'll meet in the next video session. Till then, stay safe and stay home.